talk war and the chess pieces are moving. We're no longer in 4D chess or 5D or 6D. I think we're in 13D chess. Moves are moving hundreds, if not 200 steps ahead. Moves are moving so far in advance and so far that you couldn't even try and figure out where they're planning and how they're planning, because it's anywhere now. It's anywhere. It's up to anywhere on the planet now, the way things are going. So Ukraine missed the chance, says Moscow. Kiev has squandered its opportunity to negotiate favorable peace deal, a top Russian diplomat said. And we know this is basically a very lucrative money laundering scheme from the start. That's why we never took sides in this, because we knew, quite frankly, that this was all money laundering right from the start, right from day one. And it's just relocation and layering of funds back to politicians and public sector workers and people in the military industrial complex or wherever they're at are all making big bang. Biden family's on the hook for this. They're all making big bang off of this war that has fizzled out, right? And most of Israel's October 7 claims about Hamas brutalism are fabrications, evidence shows. And this is why we never took sides in this war, because we were reporting on the lead up to the 39 weeks of straight protest against Netanyahu, 39 weeks straight against Netanyahu by Israelis. No confidence in government. So then this cemented Netanyahu basically into power, but now he's getting investigated, and they are lying, and there was a lot of buildup towards this, and it goes back to the video if you'd like to watch it. It's called How Hamas Got Played. I think it's not on Rumble. It got taken down on Rumble, but I think for some reason it's on YouTube. How Hamas Got Played, and you can see the angle that we were showing, how basically there was no confidence in government in Israel, and I think Netanyahu was grasping at straws, and he had to do what he had to do to stay in power. All right, let's keep going here. Ukraine planning new counter-offensive. So Kiev is still big plans underpinned by Western equipment not yet destroyed. The report says Ukraine could be gathering forces to launch a fresh counteroffensive in 2024 after its first push, which started this summer, failed to break Russian lines, Welt reported on Friday, citing a German expert. So they're going to obviously need more money. They're going to need more money to launder, of course. And I think less than 8% of the money that was sent, less than 8% of the money that was sent there went actually towards this proxy war. But everything else just hit the bank accounts of politicians. And major shipping firms suspend Red Sea passage amid attacks by Yemeni forces. So a lot of these freighters cannot get insurance. 2 major international shipping companies have suspended passage of their cargoes through the key Red Sea Strait following attacks by Yemeni forces on vessels bound for the occupied Palestinian territories. The Swiss-headquartered Mediterranean shipping company MCS and France's CMA CGM made an announcement on Saturday. So high risk. So a lot of these companies do not want to insure these vessels because these are millions upon millions of dollars of cargo on there. And what else is happening in war? Well, here it is. Ukraine's largest mobile network operator hit by massive cyber attack amid ongoing conflict with Russia. You know what? Yes, but I think it's Ukraine that did that because too many people are actually sending out the truth about the war. And you see people at pools and bars in the Ukraine in the summertime enjoying their time at the pool. Everybody out, having a good time, picnicking, families together. Absolute, almost like nothing's happening in Ukraine. Nightclubs booming, people waiting outside of lineups for nightclubs. So I think the information coming out of Ukraine is damaging. So what they want, I think Ukraine did this. That's just my opinion. You can find the full article here at Natural News by Laura Harris. And World War III approaches just as planned. If massive depopulation is the end goal, then continued support for Ukraine is the way to go. So military conflicts are not the result of random chance. Deliberate planning is involved. If the instructive to look at what happened to Ukraine in 2014 around the coup supported by the U.S. government. Remember that, guys? And all the trash and garbage on the streets and that wall they built out of trash? Who remembers that? And its Western allies with the victory in the presidential elections in 2010. The Rada Ukrainian parliament voted to drop NATO membership aspirations from the national security strategy, perhaps precisely because of this. Yanukovych was unconstitutionally ousted. And who else was unconstitutionally ousted? You remember the president of Egypt? Around that time, that was unconstitutionally ousted. Remember? So that's what's happening there. And that's our war news, folks. And that's kind of like 25D chess we're working with now. And I hope someone could put figure it out and maybe call into the show and give us a predictive model on where they think the war is going or the wars are going. But again, it's a war on our food. It's a war on our security. It's a war by our governments to us. It's a war. And it's a war on every front. On our minds, our thoughts, our media, everything. It's just one after another.